Took a couple L's this week, it's been hard to get out of bed. She never looked that way at me, I swear she's fucking with my head. Take me far away from pain. Take me far away, far from yesterday. This ain't a love story, it's a funeral. Darling, damn, you look beautiful. You're killing my heart, it's the usual. Killing my heart, it's the usual. All you do is waste my time. Done being a victim of your phony love. All you do is waste my time. All of your hypocrisy is killing me. All you do is waste my time. Done being a victim of your phony love. I'm not looking for a love story anymore. 'Cause honey, Romeo and Juliet were chemical. This ain't a love story, it's a funeral. Darling, damn, you look beautiful. This ain't a love story, it's a funeral. You're killing my heart, it's the usual. There's no signs of stopping now. She stares at me from the ground, like it lives with him, just trying to tear me down. In this evil game, she's proud. Mama said you're meant to burn as bright as a star among the midnight sky. All the pressure blinded me, but now I see I'm no different from the rest. You said I'd fly away, but my walls have kept me down. Now I'm lost and I'm afraid, and I'm close to hit the ground. You said I'd fly away. You said I'd fly anyway, but I keep on falling. You said I'd fly anyway, but I keep on falling. But I keep on falling. We're all searching for that open door. Show me proof that there is something more. I just hope I am okay with the choices I make. Maybe then I'll understand. You said I'd fly away, but my walls have kept me down. Now I'm lost and I'm afraid, and I'm close to hit the ground. You said I'd fly away. You said I'd fly anyway, but I keep on falling. But I keep on falling.
Where you look, where you touch, where you feel.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back. I'm returning, but this time I'm joined by Bianca. For those of you who missed it, we just saw Makers take down, or Aerial Rise, excuse me, take down Makers 2-0 to secure their ticket to the Grand Finals. And now, InControl and Fluffy Gamers are both going to look to replicate that result and bring themselves to the Grand Finals for a chance at that prize tomorrow.
Sounds exciting. And you probably are so excited after coming off that last game. I'm sure it was amazing to watch. I wish I could have been there to see it all. Fortunately, I couldn't. But let's take a look at where we are in the bracket. Seems like you're doing double OT on semis today, Mr. Ali.
Certainly is the case. Fun fact, I actually didn't know I was doing the first game today, which is probably an error on my fault or on my end, because, you know, that happens sometimes. It was like, sure, I'll do the second game. Now I'm here, so I'm doing double duty on these semifinal games, but that just means that get to send multiple teams off into the grand finals. So it's a win-win, really.
Sounds like jolly good fun. Of course, Aerial Rise have already secured their place in finals, so it's going to be up to this game to decide who's going to make it through, which is, woo, that is so exciting. I feel like I'm happy too. I wasn't even meant to be here for this game, but maybe the stars aligned, and so now.
Let's bring up those rosters we have and discuss things that way, see who is going to be competing in these games. See what's going on there. We have InControl versus Fluffy Amers. InControl is Joddles, Lunar, Nyx, Resided, and TPA versus JJ Blast, MT, Deity, Bry, and Emilio. Now, both of these teams have had quite a bit of shakeups, with Fluffy Amers employing 2 substitutes tonight, and InControl having, I'm not sure if they're substitutions or roster changes or what is going on there, but regardless, that is going to be a very different look for both teams, which is going to shake up how both of them are going to play this game.
What do you think? You think that they'll be able to kind of perform with the same results despite them having different than their typical rosters?
It just kind of depends on how what the nature of the change, as well as what the players bring to the table. Everyone has different tendencies and weaknesses and strengths, and you have to play around that. You have to keep that in mind while you are playing. That being said, though, I do think that in this situation, the changes on Fluffy Amers have been less drastic, which does lean things a little bit in their favor.
Okay, I like that. I always love seeing like which teams are able to work when rosters are changed, because usually like some teams, they got the chemistry down packed, and then other times it's like, oh, a roster change happens and it's just like, oh no, that was definitely not the way. But we will see very soon how both teams are able to perform despite a couple of changes. I'm sure that this is a semifinals game, so I'm hoping for a barn burner. I'm hoping for the best out of both teams, despite the changes, and I'm sure they will, of course, try their best, because all the money is in finals, and I'm sure, you know, everybody would want to make it to finals and then end up winning it out.
Especially for Fluffy Amers, is they did have a very disappointing exit from Element 3 recently, with their loss to Thrive, securing their spot, being relegated from that third phase, which is so far the best result that JJ has had inside of Tier 2. But Aerial, they're in the same boat on the other side, so it'd be a very interesting lineup if we did have Aerial versus Fluffy Amers, but that's getting a little bit ahead of things. Having a little bit of technical issues behind the scenes, so I'm not actually sure what you are seeing on the stream right now. I'm assuming you're seeing my face, but
I
gonna talk about.
I literally wonder. I'm laughing so hard. Like, I hope they can't see my face because I'm trying to stay calm.
So we are looking at the bans right now, which a little bit different than last time, is we're going to Border and Chalet here, which actually all 3 of these maps that are in this current pool are maps that we didn't see in the last game, which is always interesting to see. But we're going to start things off with Border being picked by Fluffy Amers, and Border tends to be a very, very loose, fast, and aggressive map, so it always makes for very entertaining games, and usually if you're on play-by-play, a tired voice by the time it's over.
No, that is the best part. I love the play-by-play, and I love the fast-paced energy that gets brought when we do end up playing Border. And I don't think I've ever been happier in my life to have Oregon out of the ban pool, or out of the map pool, and to see all these other maps coming through once, you know, now that Oregon has been banned, because I'm seeing Border quite a bit, and I have to say I'm like absolutely, I'm over the moon right now, because it's, you know, it's something that I don't get to see often, and I love it. Like you said, it's very fast-paced, very in your face, and I love it so much. Are we going Border first, or are we going Clubhouse first? Because this looks like Clubhouse, but I'm pretty sure we're going Border first. I'm pretty sure we're going Border first.
There's a quote from a friend of mine, who's another caster, Daniel Time to Light Roadier, where he says that production is a circus, and that tonight most people aren't going to see the behind the scenes of this, right? But tonight has been absolutely a circus that is now traveled from Clubhouse over into Border.
There we go.
Unless we're going to see our faces again, unless Nomical is trolling me. Nomical has trolled me yet again.
Oh, wow. But look, at least we know exactly what map we're going to be on. There's going to be no confusion. We are going to be Border, and amazing map. Probably one of my favorite maps to play just personally. And I hope that the teams will be able to give us an amazing fight as we, you know, start to prepare, because Border is nothing short of, at least for me, probably one of my favorite maps. I would probably say top 3, and I hope that this goes OT. Ali, I mean, you've cast with me before, and I'm sure I've said this to you before, but I am a sucker for OT. When the games go OT, when they go as long as possible, I have the absolute most fun. I feel like I'm a player almost. I'm so excited. My heart starts pumping. I feel like I'm literally there playing the game with them. So, of course, if this is a sweep, I'm gonna be real sad, and I'm sure the viewers are gonna be real sad. So these boys better give us a great first map, and of course it is a BO3. So I mean, Ali, how would you feel if this goes 3 maps? How would you feel knowing that you've already casted the previous 2?
I think I made in the past 7 days I would have like double digits in maps casted. So honestly, I'm here for it. It's more reps, more time put into perfecting the craft. I do agree with you, though. I don't want to see this be a sweep in either direction. For a couple reasons. One being, if you get to the semifinals only to just roll over and let your opponents ride all over you, it's not a good look for you. It's not a result that you're going to feel proud of. If you lose this game, you want to walk away from it saying, I may have lost, but I tried my best. I took my opponent to the brink and made it a game, made it an entertaining one at that.
Absolutely right. I mean, of course, if you get sweep, then you're just gonna feel demotivated, especially going into the second map. So, at least, like you said, if they lose, well, they did the absolute best. But then at times, I feel like you definitely feel like, oh my gosh, we could have won that. We were this close. But we'll see how close they can get us. Ali, this is one of my favorite parts. Predictions for bans. Let me know what you're thinking.
I think we're going to see a Monty be banned out first. It's just kind of a given in this meta. It's actually going to be the Dokkaebi, though, which does not surprise me at all. She's a very, very popular operator. She's also a very annoying one to deal with. She can kick you off of cams, which if you're alive, you can just answer your phone, tell your mother, not a good time to talk right now, just carry on with your merry way. But if you're dead, she kicks you off cams for 12 whole seconds, and that's not something the defense wants to deal with. Ace being banned out as well.
Ali, on everything. I'm like, watch, this is gonna be an Ace ban. I was thinking Monty and Ace, but to see the Dokkaebi and an Ace, no Monty ban that's definitely interesting. But anyways, sorry. Let me let you continue. I just got overexcited seeing an Ace after I'm like so positive that we're gonna ban Ace.
Lucy being banned out as well. She's seen a kind of a resurgence in popularity recently with the fact that she's gotten a secondary shotgun along with a 4th Banshee. She can deny a ton of area and really contribute to that site setup and the anchor game as well. To round off our bans, we're going to have that Azami being banned out. This is arguably one of her best maps, as there are so many power positions for every site that could be heavily reinforced by an Azami, not the least of which is CCTV, which for a couple of these sites is something that defenders really like to hold on to, and ground the attack needs to get fairly early on.
I'm surprised that there's no Valk ban, but maybe that's just me. I feel like Valk is so powerful on Border, but even how powerful she is, it doesn't seem like she is going to be picked at all, at least not for this round. So, and like you said, Azami, very powerful on this map. Like you said, I would believe us 100%. This is probably one of her best maps as well. But a cat cannon isn't something we always see, but I'm glad to see it. One thing I don't see, though, is wall denial.
It isn't uncommon to not have wall denial on this site specifically, just because there's not as much emphasis placed on keeping them closed. We see teams do a lot of those head holes that you see on that armory wall, and just play those so you can't play on top of the balcony. And combined with a CCTV player, That could be something that is quite difficult to deal with, as well as the walls inside of like archives. It's not the end of the world if they get opened. It is little enough reliance on keeping walls closed on the site that you can absolutely afford to keep them or to let them be opened and bring something else to your lineup.
Oof, and already early off, Amsey to get taken down. That's going to be the Glass, which, I mean, Glass isn't, I feel like it's not too weird of a pick, but I mean, at least if you were to lose somebody, I guess the Glass or the MR would be the first ones to go out with having the least bit of impact. But we'll see if that, you know, first second, that 10-second pick is really going to bite them in the butt later on this round. Hopefully I can say that word. But another thing that I noticed is no mirror. I feel like having a mirror here, or not having a mirror here, isn't too common. I feel like I always see a mirror playing Office. But boys on InControl seem to be playing it differently. And I mean, they are going to be ahead of the game right now, as it is going to be a 5v4, obviously. So we will see how this round finishes off. Already a little bit of pressure coming in from this archives window. And Mr. Thatcher, Emilio, better be careful. Same with Mr. Recited.
You see that Ella get taken down by a shield. Bry gets one back as well, swinging the man advantage into the hands of Fluffy Amers. They're gonna look to go for this execute now with this Monty. Bry's gonna throw out a couple Candelas and then look to start planting. As JJ is just gonna sit here and act as cover. But no, Johnels has a double C4, swings the man advantage back, and kills that plant attempt.
My gosh, it's been back and forth, back and forth. Somebody's gonna get downed over by Metals, tears and damn, let him have it, Mr. Deity. It's gonna be up to Zach in a 1v2. Now his friend is gonna be downed, and of course, Deity, those last 3 kills, absolutely nasty. Let them know, despite them starting off on the back foot, finishing off that round beautifully so. Give Deity already a little medal. That was a beautiful way to end it off.
It was a great gap hit from Deity there to recognize that he could make his way up the metal stairs and down that player first on metal, and then immediately go for those 2 picks on the top floor and secure things for his team. Very back and forth round there at every point of it, from that opening pick to the swing back in the other direction to the violent swing back in the other before eventually things close out. Gonna see a repeat of that site from InControl. They want to see if they can hold up those gaps that they kind of let slip through previously and just tie things up, tie up a few more loose ends than they did last time, so Fluffy Amers don't have such an obvious gap to deal with. Although this take from Fluffy Amers, it's going to be very different than the previous one. Without that Monty, they're going to go for something else here. They're not going to let InControl just adapt to the same thing again.
I was going to say, it seems like they've kind of changed up their attacking push almost every single operator. Of course, we are going to see the Ying back again, but everybody else is going to be changed. No Monty, no Glass, no Maru. Gonna be a whole completely different setup despite them winning that last round with those ops. It seems like we're gonna be going for a completely different change of pace, and this time we're gonna see the Vault come around, and we'll see how the boys on InControl are going to be able to take advantage of the change in attacking operators. Of course, we are gonna see that Brava come in. We'll see if that's gonna hurt the boys on InControl.
Already 2 cap can traps have been stolen. The defense won't walk into them, but that is utility taken out of their hands. See Nyx running around with that Boss G, and yet again, opening pick goes the way of InControl. On to Empty again, though, less. But 2 picks from Deity off of a beautifully timed opportunity. Brings things immediately back to an even man count, as he's going to look to get more aggressive here as Emilio finds his own pick onto Zax.
Oh my gosh, is everything that InControl is doing in vain? They always get these first picks and then just end up losing their control, losing their lead quite fast. It's a little bit upsetting, but it is still 2v3, which is about 2 minutes remaining. There's still a lot of time, but Deity with the 3-piece and perhaps looking to make it 4. It's going to be Mr. TPA left in a 1v3 with a bit of time to spare. He's going to be over by Fountain. He knows that there is going to be somebody on that office wall, as well as somebody coming in through that CC area. Going to be swinging it out, but unfortunately, it's going to get hit from both angles. It's going to tag, but won't find anything. Deity getting 4-piece in the second round. A 3-piece to close out the first and a 4-piece to close out the second. I mean, can you stop this man? He's on a heater.
So there's a reason that he migrated from that previous Fluffy Amers, which had an unfortunate exit in Element 3, to this new roster. It's been a very consistent fragger for this team, and is going to continue keeping up that reputation. As you said, two rounds in a row, 7-0 right now. He is sitting. He's been putting in work here. He's won this first half for Fluffy Aimers pretty definitively. This is typically more of an attacker-sided map, though, so that is kind of expected for Fluffy Aimers to be fighting from, or not fighting from, but maintaining the advantage so far. But the fashion which it's been happening is a little bit worrying for InControl, as they've been getting early control of a lot of these situations before letting someone like Deity just worm their way into a gap and get multiple picks to swing things violently in the other direction.
Yes, maybe you could say that they take control at first, and then they let Fluffy Aimers take control, you know, because their name is InControl. Okay, I'm so sorry. But yeah, it is a little bit worrying. They do get these first picks, and it seems like perfect. The round is gone in their favor, and I mean quite fast. Both of the rounds early picks, and last round it was make it 2, but again, Deity roaming around, just absolutely being a menace to the boys on InControl. And of course, almost an early pick comes out, but luckily not. At least, I mean, it would be lucky if it was for InControl, but then again, we see how many times they've been able to, you know, take advantage of their advantages. But anyways, I digress. Moving forward, it doesn't seem like there's going to be any early picks, finally, around where somebody is alive for, or the entire team's alive for longer than 30 seconds. We'll see how much farther this gets them. We are going to, of course, have a Vigil playing over here by Cecily upstairs, roaming around, doing what he's got to do as a roamer. And already it seems like some aggression is coming his way as he takes about 50 HP.
That is going to be an early point of contact here for Zax. A few players have made their way in the first floor as well. They're looking to dislodge these players if possible. Deity is going to open things up for Fluffy Aimers for the first time as he gets Zax off the board. That's that vision with the Boss G. As the rest of Fluffy Aimers look to get picks of their own onto these first floor players. But JJ is going to fall before Deity gets his second on the round and brings himself to 9-0.
Yeah, this is absolutely crazy. I'm not sure who promised Deity what, but whatever they did, it's absolutely working. But, however, InControl is going to take another pick for their take, and it is going to be a 3v3 back, and actually making a 2v3. Deity is looking for perhaps an ace. Oh my god. Let this man cook. A little bit of a Sky Hatch drop, and Deity looking for his fourth pick. Unfortunately, he's going to get taken down, and finally InControl are going to be in control of the round as of right now. We're going to see Emilio in a 1v2, but we'll see if he's able to isolate these ones. He might be able to win out this round. They are both going to be very separate from each other. One, of course, going to be over here by Khan. The other one is going to be in the washroom. Better watch out for these heddles, though. That Val is going to be watching him closely, and there we go. That's going to make it 1 and 2. That was a fast 180. Emilio in a 1v1 TPA. It's all up to Mr. Valk versus an Ash, an R4C versus an MPX. I'm sure that if Mr. Nix wants to win this, Nix no Diddy, that's a funny name, but Nix needs to get a headshot, no Diddy, because this MPX absolutely, it's a pea shooter. It is, it's not the best for damage, but if you know how to hit your heads, you know how to hit your heads, and I'm sure this R4C is gonna ring in his ear, and so it does. Emilio finishing off the round with a headshot, beautifully so. I mean, there goes the Ash taking control, and unfortunately, InControl are down 0-3 as we swap to the quarter.
Emilio's migrated over from that Wildcard Aces roster that went 2-3 inside of Element 3 and is now on Fluffy Aimers. For those of you wondering, the subs on Fluffy Aimers are Empty and Bry. JJ Blast, Emilio, and Deity are all on that roster. And it's been shown why at that last round he's very proficient at just running through people in any round that he needs to. He is someone that it's not unusual to see him at like some crazy scoreline by the time that the game is ended. I mean, he's 3-0 right now as Deity was kind of hogging a lot of the fragging star power in those first couple rounds. But this is one of those strengths that we see from Fluffy Aimers that makes them so good. Is you can kill the kind of the main guy who's fragging out on the map, and someone's still gonna step right up and take that place and make sure that you don't just have any sort of easy rounds or gunfights. There is no easy way to shut down the fragging power from Fluffy Aimers. There's always a backup.
Absolutely, and I mean, Fluffy Gamers are doing amazing with that. They are going to, of course, be going that Archives and Armory side first. Seems quite typical, and on InControl side, we're going to be seeing that Monty. So I guess both teams kind of want to utilize the Monty, which is why they haven't had him banned. We'll see how far this Monty will go, if it's going to be able to help them take a lot of space and take a lot of coverage, I should say, as they're pushing through the map. But damn, DD left at 1 HP. The dog, however, should be able to stim him up if need, so if he's able to kind of get back and be able to get his little stimulus check. But as of right now, he is going to be extremely low and extremely vulnerable. It seems like Mr. Lion might be able to take advantage of that in a second. They also are aware of where this Valk is, considering that the Monty is going to be aggressive with her. But unfortunately, the Monty is no more. A 4v4, the Monty will get taken down in favor, or not in favor, in turn for the Vigil, and a swing out comes out, but Mr. No Diddy is going to be able to take down Brian 4v3 as we just reach about 2 minutes remaining.
Dog picks himself back up after being down. Tries to get aggressive to bring something back here as Fluffy Gamers kind of need it. The main fragger of this game has been taken down. Deity now sitting at 10-2. JJ is going to get aggressive over towards this triple wall here to see if someone will overextend a little bit, and they do. He takes down Joddles. We have a player inside of Break as well, trying to get aggressive. He is going to be taken down in a crossfire, however, as now we have a man advantage yet again for Fluffy Gamers. They're going to fall back a little bit, and JJ Blast and Emilio are going to clean things up and bring us up to 4-0 in favor of Fluffy Gamers.
Oh no, and we were literally just saying how they're, the player with the most potential, Mr. Deity, can get taken down and his entire team will still be able to step up and take the shield and sword that he had left behind. And so they do. Even at the disadvantage, they're able to overcome that and are able to take the round win for themselves, even with Deity being off the board. I mean, if that's not team chemistry, I don't know what is. And I was saying, I hope this isn't a sweep, but I mean, Fluffy Gamers seem to be on an absolute hot streak right now that is almost impossible to break down. The snowball effect just seems to be getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And InControl are losing control of the map. They're not able to kind of adapt, and it's a little bit worrisome.
Now, I would like to point out that this is Fluffy Gamers' map pick. This is where they chose to go, which means you will typically expect them to win that. Although a lot of how they're winning it is just by InControl has been losing to a lot of individual plays and kind of failing to hold on to some man advantages in these rounds. They're currently 3-1 on the entry. InControl have 75% of the entry picks in this game so far, but they're not able to convert them at all. They're leaving these gaps that Fluffy Gamers are taking advantage of, and that's something that you need to shore up, right? Because even when we go on to the next map, which I believe is Chalet, that's another map that Fluffy Gamers are really good at.
Absolutely. I mean, Chalet should be a map that every single team knows like the back of their hand. It's one of those, basically regular picks, just like Oregon, just like Club. It gets picked up just about as often as that. So we'll see. But it seems like we're going to be going for a fast plan right now. InControl are ready, and I guess they realize that site is practically clear, basically going to be held from above, which is quite typical when you're going to be going con and vent. We are going to have Bry inside is going to take down one, make it a 4v5, but cross that down a 2v5, but a 2v4 comes out. Bomb is going to be planted, and it seems like the walls of InControl, despite them getting that early pick, or not the early pick, the early plant, are going to be failing. But fortunately, although getting that diffuser down or that bomb planted very fast, seems like the boys on Fluffy Gamers are able to just shut it down.
So
Single possible
there, the way
anything.
that round played out. I mean, I think that there wasn't as much of a gap that InControl had as they thought they did. It's like, yeah, they do walk in and get the plant down, but the way Fluffy Gamers just took back control of that round and immediately got back onto the bomb site and got those picks, that tells me that they weren't necessarily wanting the diffuser to go down very, very quickly, but they were very prepared for it to go down because they knew what the gaps of that setup were. They laid out a trap, which InControl walked right into, and that's put them up 5-0. which is, I probably don't need to tell you at home, but a horrific man or round deficit to try to come back from. And if Fluffy Hammers win this next round, that puts InControl in the direst possible position.
Hello, Ali.
10 seconds remaining.
Hello, how's it going? We're back.
Oh, I've come back. But as you're saying, yeah, and I feel like the quarterly swaps kind of help out either team being able to kind of swap between both, getting an even chance at both defense and offense, so that at least if you aren't the strongest on your defense and you know that your offense is a lot stronger, you'll be able to kind of help, you know, not widen the gap so much. You're able to close it out a little bit. But seems like despite the quarterly swaps, Fluffy Aimers are just absolutely dominating. There's just no doubt about it, no question about it. And InControl they're looking a little bit, I don't know, they're looking a little bit unstable as of right now. We'll see as the defense is going to be coming in the bathroom. And hopefully the boys on InControl will at least be able to get one, because I'm sure that their mental is already chalked, but I mean, going down 0-6 is it's not the best.
It's not the position you want to be in. It's going to be a very fast rush here, which CPA gets the first pick on it, and the second. But the diffuser has been surrendered inside of sight now. There's no good way for the attack to get advantage of it yet again, but no, it's all up to Empty now in a 1 versus 4. Things have fallen so far by the wayside for his team, but he gets the first that he needs. Going to be rotating around for the second, but Nyx gets that one. Finally InControl around the board.
Oh my gosh, took them 5 rounds, maybe counted 6, I'm not too sure, but damn, it took them a bit of a long time. Luckily though, they're still in there. It is very possible to come back from 1-5. I've definitely seen it before, but I mean, the absolute, not motivation, the absolute, what's the word? Momentum, there we go, that the boys on Fluffy Avers have is something that's going to be hard to crack. So hopefully InControl will be able to kind of come back from that. You know, it is 1-5. It is still winnable.
I think an important thing about that as well is that they got that off of a rush plant, and typically against a team with the caliber the Fluffy Hammers is, those only really work once. They know you're willing to do that now. They're expecting you to just fly in the sight and get all of the momentum going your way. They're not gonna let you do that again. So now InControl have to work things in a much more traditional fashion, which so far hasn't worked at all. And that puts Fluffy Hammers in a really good position here. Yeah, they haven't secured that point yet, but they have 5 chances to do it, or they have 4 chances to do it before things are tied up, and 5 chances to do it before things are kind of dire.
Yeah, I'm surprised I haven't seen a timeout get called, but I mean, it is so infamous. Teams rarely ever call for timeouts. I mean, being down 0-5, at some point I would assume, you know, we might call a timeout, kind of regroup. But even so, I mean, we saw InControl rush previously when the boys on Fluffy Aimers were going con and vent. And even then, that didn't end up working out. So this is kind of like a one and done kind of thing. If they end up doing this again, I'm not sure if Fluffy Aimers are going to let it spin back twice.
Yeah, and something kind of I want to talk about that tactical timeout point there is that calling those is kind of weird, like as someone who has done quite a bit of coaching. But it's kind of, in this case, to my knowledge, InControl doesn't have a coach, whereas Fluffy Hammers does. And so, yeah, it gives you a little bit of room to breathe, but it also puts InControl in a position where you don't want to give Fluffy Hammers access to their coach because you don't have one. It puts you at a little bit of a disadvantage there. And we do also have a halftime timeout here, which is why you're seeing our lovely faces. So they both get a timeout for free, which means that InControl get that kind of chance to breathe I just talked about, but it also means Fluffy Aimers have access to their coach while they're up 5-1, which does bode very, very well for them, especially going on to the attack, which does tend to be the favored side on Oregon, or on border, excuse me. Oregon's, it's not in this pool.
It's like it's literally ingrained in our heads. We've seen it so often, we just automatically assume guys are gonna be going Oregon, woo! But no. But yeah, I mean, hopefully InControl. They came off of a decent round. That wasn't horrible. It did go out quite well, but like we did talk about, I think that, you know, kind of rush is kind of like a one and done thing. I feel like it's most definitely expected now, at least that they know, especially, you know, those attacking rounds definitely have both been basically just get in there, plant it, see how fast we can do it, because it seems like the typical attacking is just not working out in their favor. I mean, even the typical defense, you're gonna have to pull out something absolutely wicked and crazy if you want to catch fluffy aimers off guard, because even with them having a man disadvantage, even with them just being, you know, at a 3v5, a 2v5, I'm sure that they're able to kind of come back from it, which is just really amazing for them. But for InControl, I'm sure it's not very fun.
Yeah, they haven't really remained in control of this match for much. They've been getting out-aimed quite a bit.
I love it.
We saw for a while, Daddy was like an evil James Bond. Instead of being 007, he was 7-0-0. It was working out great for his team. And even in the round where they didn't kill him, then like Emilio just steps up and wins a 1 versus 2. So the fragging department in this game has been overwhelmingly in the favor of Fluffy Aimers. So that's a lot of what Border relies on, is the ability to get in and make people disappear. When you have Emilio and Deity firing on all cylinders, with JJ Blast to lead them strategically, and Amity as well as Bry to kind of pick up the pieces the first two aren't able to find, it's been painted this picture of Fluffy Aimers just being on top of their game, even with the last minute E-subs.
Yeah, I mean, it's absolutely incredible. Like I said, sometimes teams crumble when they get the subs, because of course the chemistry is a little bit different. You know, the players are not the same, but I mean, it seems like Fluffy Aimers, without even their typical people, we got the subs in and they're still absolutely on fire. It's like a team where, you know, the main roster is a main roster, and then the sub roster can be a main roster on another team. That's how good these guys all work together. It seems like they're able to step up and take control and just do what they got to do, no questions asked. At a disadvantage, all right guys, don't worry, we worked through it. At the advantage, all right guys, play it cool, we got the advantage, we're moving forward, we're about to win this. And with that, we're going back into the game. Of course, Fluffy Aimers are sitting pretty. They are probably quite relaxed. Of course, it seems like their head is still in the game. They're not going to let this lead throw them off and have them get overzealous. They're going to be able to lock it in, but I hope that InControl on defense will be able to step up and at least win a couple more rounds before we get to map 2.
Yeah, like you were saying earlier, it'd be really disappointing if this was just like a complete flop on the side of either team here, which so far it's looking like it's going to be that for InControl. As now we head back to the attacking half for Fluffy Aimers, as we're going to finish out their attacks in regulation. And so far with those attacks, like we were saying previously, they have been very, very good. There's been a very clear plan and the mechanical skill to execute that plan. Speaking of plans though, this one involves an Amaru being brought by JJ with the diffuser. So it's likely we'll see him pull some crazy tomfoolery this round to try to get that down.
I love how you say Amaru. Some people I've heard Interradus say Dokkaebi as Dokebi. We got Amaru as Amaru. I literally love it. I mean, to be fair, I say some people say Zofia, I say Zafia. But anyways, I digress. We'll see how this round pans out. Luckily, no early picks, unlike the other rounds we've seen where the picks just come out right at the 15-second mark. Still gonna be 5v5, but it seems like it might just be a cheeky Lickle rush to Ashes, probably getting ready to open up this door. They better be careful. Maybe we'll see a Lickle Vigil action, and hopefully the boys on InControl will be able to play it a little bit safe. Already 2 picks coming out in their favor. Oh my gosh! Make it 4 picks. The boys on InControl definitely, all right. They definitely took control. The defense seems to be absolutely no issue for them. Beautifully done. After that halftime swap, it seems like even though Fluffy Aimers has been able to talk to their coach, InControl don't need no coach. They're not scared of nothing. They win out that round, and absolutely beautifully.
Yeah, it's rounds like that where I'm glad I'm not play-by-play, because that would have been would have had to become Eminem for about 10 seconds there, but that is all good. But the beauty of the fact that Fluffy Aimers have that 5-1, now 5-2 round advantage is that they can afford to have a couple rounds like that don't go their way, because they have this massive lead built up, and they're only 2 rounds away from securing this in regulation, whereas InControl are an entire 5 rounds away from securing this in regulation. And so that balance in Fluffy Aimers' favor, that difference of 3 rounds, is going to be a huge boost for them in this second half.
This will be so exciting if InControl can tie this up. To be honest, I often don't see either of these teams play, so I'm not sure the potential that they have, either of them. And I'm not sure, you know, who is really leaning or who's more the favored team to win, at least on this map. Considering, like you said, this is Fluffy Aimer's pick, of course, I guess they would kind of be favored to win, considering that, you know, this is their pick. But, you know, I would hope that's going to be a little bit tighter than this. I want the score to be a little bit closer. We'll see. We are going to see an early run out, but not going to bear any fruit. Of course, IQ is going to get tagged. This is going to be DD along with Mr. JJ, but nobody's going to be dead just yet. Mr. Nix, though, better be careful before he gets taken out. He's getting a little bit too overconfident. He better be a little more careful. You don't want to give off an early lead because, I mean, Fluffy Aimers are able to come off of even a disadvantage.
Gonna see him fall back just a little bit. A lot of various pressure being applied by Fluffy Aimers here, just trying to see if someone from InControl will get a little bit overzealous and poke their head out. So far that hasn't happened successfully, but we have come close a couple times. But Deity and Emilio start us off with the kill and get the 2 opening picks. And then immediately, JJ Blast gets one as well. He's contesting the site directly now as it's all up to TPA and Nix. Nix does find one. He brings the diffuser down with JJ, but Deity finds his second on the round, his 13th kill of the game, and now it's just left up to TPA dancing around inside of Tellers. Doesn't dance enough. Eliminated from this competition as Empty finds that pick.
Yeah, that is unfortunate. They still got 1 round to bring it back, but I'm not sure how well this is gonna go for them. They had those 2 rounds. Actually, okay, that fast plant, let's even scratch that. That last round they played was absolutely beautiful, but seems like they just did a whole 180 because the round that they ended up winning 4v1, they just lost 1v4. So it seems like, you know, they got that beautiful round off, and then Fluffy Aimers just said, okay, no, y'all want to do that? Fine, we can do that too. And so they just did it, and they did it at even better because now they're putting themselves at match points. So now InControl have absolutely no room for error. They cannot mess up even once. They can't falter. They can't make a single mistake. They cannot trip up. Because if they do, you guys can't even blink. Y'all have to have your eyes open at all times, because if you blink, miss it, Deity is gonna knock you off your feet. Or Emilio, if Deity is down. We'll see how this round pans out. I'm not too sure if InControl are gonna be able to win 4 rounds in a row.
You see the Monty be brought out yet again, and as I say that, I get Caster's Cursed, and we see that become a Ram, which is a very good operator for this site, as there are areas adjacent to the site that are very, very vertical heavy that defenders like to play a lot, and there's also some areas above the actual site itself which you can get rid of with those boogie drones, I believe they're called. Don't quote me on that. And we'll see.
Boogie drones.
That's what I hear people call them. I don't
like
actually
Fortnite, boogie bombs.
verify that, but Deity, though, is going to verify that this team has the opening pick, almost gets a second off a flick, but TPA is better in this gunfight. He's going to fall back immediately. He shuts that down very quickly, but Johnel's taken down by Emilio. Now it's his turn to shine now that the main star of Deity is gone. But look at this, they're all getting onto the site here, but the hatch is seemingly bugged. You're gonna see a dog here walk out and get a couple kills before being refragged immediately. And we can't confirm by the chat. The hatch is just broken. It's open, but it's not. However, though, InControl losing control of this game with Fluffy Aimers taking control of map 1 convincingly with a 7-2 scoreline.
Yeah, I mean, damn, even with that hatch absolutely glitched out the butt, it seems like no matter what disadvantage, no matter what gets thrown Fluffy Aimers' way, they say, all right, this hatch isn't working, hold on, don't worry, we'll just drop con. It'll be completely fine. And so that's exactly what they do. One hatch doesn't work, it's okay, we got one more, and it's unreinforced. So don't worry, yes, we got it in the bag. And I mean, they got it in the bag, they secured it absolutely beautifully. 7-2 on border. No need for OT, no need for nothing. That was quite swift, and I'm a little bit sad because it just means that, you know, our time together is gonna be a lot lower than I expected. Again, I don't get to see these teams play too often, so I can't tell you who the favorite map is or who the favorite team is, but I would expect this to be a little bit closer considering it is semis, but maybe the next map will, be a little bit better for both of us and the viewers, of course.
Let's hope so. It is worth noting that Fluff Hamers is a tier 2 team that was just in phase 3 of Element 3, which is very high competition. They've only narrowly lost out on making it to phase 4, so this is a very good roster, and in my opinion, the changes they made were not they were upgrades, right? Like, we have Emilio on the roster now, who is a fragging demon, being given strategic structure by JJ Blast. So SM is going to work out very well. That being said, though, we're going to send things over to a quick break, get map 2 ready, but make sure that you're back immediately, because we're going to have more action for you.
Yes, just a peek.
I'll be there in the sleepless nights. I'll be there, make you feel alright. I'll be there, I'll be there. I'll be there when the lights don't shine. I'll be there in the sleepless nights. I'll be there, make you feel alright. I'll be there, I'll be there.
Wanna be delivered to the I wanna be delivered to the rock. When I was a child, everyone treated me badly, 'cause I was a little different. I just want to be belong. I won't let them get me down. I wanna be stronger, always remain true to myself. Let me explain. I'm so fast 'cause I'm hyperactive. Let go plus I think it makes me unattractive. But time goes fast, we should act like a fire, burning everything we know and what we require. I'm the last who maybe is a bit reflective. We're just facts of all self-destructive passion. But time goes fast, we should act like a fire, burning everything we know and what we desire. You get what I say. There will be better days. You get what I say. Start to make some peace, let yourself breathe. You get what I say. When you know there's a better place to reach. There will be better days. Don't get yourself seized, let your feelings ease. How can me finding myself? I wanna be here at the moment right now. I'm taking my fear and make it disappear. I'll make you work it and I'll show you how. I won't let them get me down. I wanna be stronger, always remain true to myself. Let me explain. I'm so fast cause I'm hyperactive. Let go plus I think it makes me unattractive. But time goes fast, we should act like a fire, burning everything we know and what we require. I'm the last who maybe is a bit reflective. We're just facts of full self-destructive passion. But time goes fast, we should act like a fire, burning everything we know and what we desire. You get what I say. There will be better days. You get what I say. Start to make some peace. Let yourself breathe. You get what I say. When you know, when you know, when you know there is a better place to reach. There will be better days. Don't get yourself seized. Let your feelings ease.
My head in my hands, listen up, says my teacher. In front of the class, he says if you're not a believer of yours, that's on you. Better shape up and pay your dues of my view.
Apologies for the delay, ladies and gentlemen. We had a bit of an issue backstage, but we're just going to resolve it by having InControl bring in a substitute that is going to be Spy for, I'm not sure for whom yet, but all right, never mind. Their full roster's back. Yali lied to me, just for the record, right? For the record,
Nam's pulling tricks now. Yali is.
I have been misled and bamboozled. So, can we get hashtag blame Yali trending on Twitter, please?
Bro, first it was Namical, he's trolling us, and now we got Yali telling us that there's a Issa, but no. We got full InControl roster logged in, thankfully. So, Ali, remind me, what map are we going to?
We're going to Chalet, which is going to be InControl's map pick. Now, if you missed the first map, Fluffy Aimers won that 7-2 in very, very convincing fashion. And now we're going to Chalet, which is another map that InControl, or excuse me, Fluffy Hammers is very, very proficient on, but it should still be a little bit better for InControl just with the fact that it's their map pick, right? They wanted to go here, so this should be something that is very highly practiced.
Yeah, surely they got this map down, considering it's going to be their pick. We're walking right into this map. Ali, let me know quickly. Let's pre-fire these bands. What we got? What we got on the board?
Well, I said a Monty last time, and that wasn't banned out, but a Ying is a very common band to see on this map. Something like a Dokkaebi as well is not uncommon. Just depends on what the team's priorities are. But on Chalet specifically, Brav is a pretty good band, which we actually are going to see here. Something really dramatic and cool if I timed it right. But there are so many default cams on this map that are so easy to take control of with Bravo that are very, very advantageous. And so it just makes sense that you don't want her on the board. Plus, if you bring something like a Maestro or a Fenrir, she can take those away as well. Monty being banned out by InControl makes sense, as JJ did like that operator in the previous map. And it's also just not really one you want to deal with in general with how powerful he's become.
I think defensive-wise, I'm a say we're gonna have an Azami off the board and a Valk. These are the two ops, maybe even a little bit of a Mira, but I feel like the quad swap kind of stops with the banning of the Mira, because both teams basically get to equally play it out. Not one team is gonna be on defense for 6 rounds straight, so I think both teams kind of opt not to have her off the board unless it's completely out of their defensive lineup. But we are gonna see the Valk get banned, which I'm seeing a lot of resurgence of the Valk getting banned. I think she's a good ban, especially on a map like Chalet. I think she's great to get banned. A lot of beautiful Valk cams that I also utilize in ranked and just when I'm playing in general. But a Capcan is gonna get off the board instead. No Azami, no Mira. Instead, a Capcan. This is a little bit. Is this surprising for you, Ali? Because at least for me, I feel like this is a little bit surprising.
It's not expected necessarily, but It's not super surprising, I guess. I mean, he is a fairly common operator on this map, and there are a lot of good places you can put them, especially if you want to be lurky in the basement, but it is still definitely something that comes out of left field. And we're going to see Bar Games come out as the first side here for Fluffy Aimers, a classic on this version of this map. We're going to see 2 shields as a result, with both the Frost and the Warden bringing shields, but it is worth noting that there's no actual grenade denial for these shields. So if InControl want those shields gone, it is as simple as throwing an Ash Charge at them. However, with that Legion and the Solos combined with the Mira, there's a lot of area denial that's being brought by Fluffy Aimers. So even if the shields are gone, they're still going to be able to hold on to these areas that are in the site as well as adjacent to the site.
I'm surprised I'm not seeing an Azami. I feel like seeing a Warden over an Azami plane upstairs is a little bit odd. I feel like I always see an Azami plane up there by library, but I digress. A thing that I also typically see on this map is a Cuppy Town, which won't be brought by the boys at InControl. And I also see the InControl, have they opted to attack first? Or is that a Fluffy Aimers?
Well, Fluffy Aimers got to choose the starting side on this map, which means that they did choose the defense. As JJ Blast chooses who dies first, he chooses Zax. That's going to be the Grim of the board, and he has a lot of good area denial, which is no longer going to be available to InControl. Neither will TPA or Recited, as several players fall in quick succession, and with only a minute gone, a third of the lobby's gone.
Damn, it's looking not too good for InControl, but there is still 2 minutes remaining. It's gonna be a 2v4. We'll see how well they're gonna be able to take this control. But with the Ash off the board, I'm sure it'll be a little bit harder, especially considering that, of course, Miras are going to be able to be used, especially this one in library. It's gonna be quite tricky to make it in there at all. We are gonna see a Flores coming out. I'm sure it's gonna be trying to contest and flush out whoever's gonna be by this top blue stairs. Dokkaebi also gonna tag the Cheekies, but it's gonna unfortunately have to give up that library. I mean, I would too, seeing that, you know, the mirror is going to be on the board. Her black mirror, I believe is what it's called, is of course going to be untouched because, like I said, your Ash is gone. She's absolutely gone from this round at the very least. We'll see how the boys on InControl are going to be able to take it, but as of right now, it just seems like it's a bit of a stalemate as the boys on InControl are going to try to figure out what's the next step, considering they're at such a disadvantage.
See a little bit of aggression coming out from Fluffy Aimers here. They know they're on top and they want to try to rub salt in the wound and see if they can progress things even farther. So far, though, that only leads to Nyx being killed by Emilio. It's all left up to Joddles, who hits a beautiful shot onto JJ, but he has 3 more to find. Only 50 seconds left to do it. A long way to go and a short time to get there, as some may say. He's gonna go over the diffuser here by the looks of things, just see if he can find it, as he needs that to get a plant down. But so far, no one from Fluffy Aimers want to reveal themselves, as they just want to lock this round out.
I'm sure last game went quite swiftly, and I'm sure Fluffy Aimers just want to get it done and over with. They seem to be quite confident in their skills, and Mr. Bry is going to finish off this first round. Beautifully done with the SMG-11 as he takes on Joddles, and that's not going to be the best start for InControl, but I'm sure that they're going to be able to at least win a couple more rounds, considering this is their pick. But I mean, it seems like Fluffy Aimers are just on top of everything.
This is a map which they are very proficient on. They're going to know how to control the space, and more importantly, prevent the control of space that InControl is going to be going for. Master Office is our next destination here. I would expect Kitchen over Master, as Kitchen is kind of like Master, but like the site is below it, so there's like more the attack has to take because they just need that vertical control. But with Master, if you've taken the top floor, then you've taken the site. So regardless, though, I digress. We'll see Fluffy Aimers. They're going to have a vision here, which we'll see them try to execute here shortly. I like the addition of the Goya, just by the way. It's a very, very good time denial operator, especially just with the fact that InControl have already had trouble getting into the building and just keeping men up so far in this game. If you now have to contend with the fact that there is a Goya canister on the route you want to walk in, that could potentially be a difference maker.
Surprised it didn't go kitchen, but I mean, I guess I've seen some teams end up going the kitchen site third. As well as no mirror. Maybe they don't need a mirror to watch the library. I feel like typically library is held every single map, but InControl will take control, at least for the time being. Bride, the person to get the last kill last round, is going to be the first one to get picked, and Deity might be next on the chopping block if he's not careful, taking 63 HP, but are the boys on InControl where there is going to be a couple people over here by Small Garage? It is going to be none other than Mr. Emilio and JJ, who are going to be working diligently to stop InControl from getting any more picks. We'll see how well this goes for them, and already a run out, and damn, Juddles to take care of Mr. Emilio, but unfortunately will not be enough. JJ take down a 2, the refrag coming out, and we're back to an even man count of 3v3, and already 4 players off the board, not even a minute into the round.
Diffuser's also surrendered for the attackers, which means they have to go reclaim that before they can do anything. Resided's lurk is found out. JJ still in the basement, just lurking inside a big garage. The attack is wary of his position here, but he's just gonna hold firm. He's gonna get droned out, but he's gonna use the Diva Barrier to create cover for himself, as he's just trying to waste time here as much as he can. Empty gets another one. TPA brought down to 35 HP. Now, DPA dead. All left up to Zach, sitting up inside a solar. He's completely disconnected from his teammates, completely disconnected from the diffuser, and his position is known. Empty, though, claims his life and takes us up 2-0 for Fluffy Amers.
I mean, it was looking okay. A 5v3 for InControl, and then boom, all gone. JJ absolutely tears them apart. I mean, I'm sure they were thinking, okay, we got 1 in Small Garage, that's fine, but two in Small Garage, why would 2 men be there? You know that one clip where that woman's like, why would a man be there? Why would a man be there? Why would there be 2 in Small Garages? I'm sure what InControl are thinking, but I mean, I feel like they weren't really hiding themselves. Did we just not drone at all? I feel like having a droning out Small Garage, at least if you're going to be repelling there, is definitely a must-have, as a must-need. I'm not even sure if they ended up putting a Claymore on that door. I'm not sure if they truly expected the boys on Fluffy Amers to be there, but moving forward, that was last round. It seems like this third and last defensive side for Fluffy Amers before we go to that quarterly swap is going to be in basement.
It's an interesting one for sure. It is a very good site, right? It's not uncommon to the rotation be like bar games, then kitchen, then basement. They're gonna have JJ playing inside a boiler with the shield here, which is actually gonna give ADSs to this position. And the fact that he's playing that Tachanka also just means that he has really good area denial to make this position a little bit easier to play. The Ella Malusi as well are going to have air denial, as well as just like information for other areas of the site. There's really no easy way for InControl to get into the bomb site this round.
We'll see how well it goes for them. I mean, the last 2 rounds haven't been the prettiest, but I mean, not just this map. Last map was not too pretty for them as well, but hopefully going down this bottom side, I feel like I don't often see this site getting played, and wow, the glass already off the board. That's gonna be quite quick, but with that, the Tachanka's also gonna get taken off. So it seems like, you know, 2 dudes from the same, what would it be called? Because I know there are operators that come out at the exact same time, and it seems like those 2, they're both red, right? So they come at the same time, both got a little bit of. Anyways, I digress. Sorry. Moving forward, I'm not even gonna talk about that. Empty to take down 1, but gonna get another pick. 3v3 is what we're gonna be looking at it. Okay, so.
Damn.
I can't even get a thought out. Everything is happening, and then I just get really nervous, and I just breeze through my thought because I go on tangents, but I couldn't even finish the steer off for my tangent. I couldn't even get back to the task at hand because InControl finally win a round, and beautifully so. I'm happy to see that they still got a little bit of la pasión in them before we close it out. 1-2 before that quarterly swap.
Another one of those rounds that works really well, but the Fluffy Amers aren't going to let you get away with more than once. So, on their next attacking quarter, InControl are going to have to bring something new to the table. Good to see Bar Games brought out first yet again here for InControl. It's a very common starting site on this, or very common starting bomb site on this map, as I said earlier. But there's a lot more of a heavy extension coming out from InControl here, with them dedicating 2 reinforcements over towards Master, along with Zax looking like he's going to play in that area. And as the Legion, he has a lot of information at his disposal, as well as a little bit of chip damage if they're able to get the Legion mines out of their feet.
Oh god,
So,
I
good
love
opportunity
playing
to
Legion,
extend.
man. Yes! Oh my god, I love playing Legion. I feel like he's so cheeky, and I love his gun too. His gun's probably one of my favorite on defense, so I'm glad that we see him get a little bit of showtime. I feel like he's sometimes played. I feel like he's not like a pivotal operator to bring, but definitely a good useful one. What's the word? You know, when it's not like an anchor or anything, it's a flex. That flex kind of op that you bring, you know, kind of being a little bit cheeky. Speaking of cheeky, Nick's gonna be cheeky just underneath that double window, but is gonna get taken down because I believe he was droned out. And damn, deity, better be careful. But oh my god, oh my. Okay, so Fluffy Amers decided to just absolutely take site. No time, needed a 3v5. Clearly turns to a 3v4. Bomb's gonna get planted. It's a post-plant situation. This is gonna be a 2v3 in favor still of the boys on Fluffy. Amers InControl are now going to be at a, not even just a deficit, but they are going to be losing this round. That was quite fast. 40 seconds and it's done and dusted. So, wow, the first round of attack on Fluffy Amers, and it seems like they are just as strong as ever. The bomb gets planted, and the picks just absolutely come out. They're flying everywhere.
Yeah, major gap being spotted by Fluffy Amers, taken advantage of immediately as well. Unfortunately, I didn't see all of it because I looked down to check my notes, and then when I look back up, Empty is in the site and everyone is dead and the plant is down. So that is the first plant we've had of this game so far. Actually, I lied. It's the second plant we've had of this game so far, because in the rush that InControl did to win their first round on the last map on Border, they did get the plant down. But the second plant so far, so both plants have resulted from rushes. But great stuff there
Actually,
from
make
Fluffy
that 3
Amers.
though. Even remember when InControl ended up rushing in, they just ended up getting taken down. They rushed in and got that plant off too in Con and Vet. That's like the only time that yeah. Well, or it was InControl though. It wasn't Fluffy Amers, but it was InControl. They did those that little rush plant.
Was it the Russian bathroom?
No, that was the second one. The round right before it, Con and Vent. Remember they planted with the Monty, and then Fluffy Amers just absolutely
All
boom.
right, okay, so a little bit of a note-taking error on my part there. That's okay though. The production's been trolling me. I will troll them right back. Just as Fluffy Amers, looking to get right back to this bomb site here. They're going for something a lot more conventional now. They know InControl won't let them go for that same take again. So this time they're just looking to do what looks like a pretty direct and pretty standard library take.
Lights on!
Yes, having the Capitan. I'm surprised we're not going to see a dock. I usually see the dock get played between those bookshelves to kind of get rid of those firebolts, but that won't be the case. Hero Warden is going to be taking it down, and it seems like Ying already is going to start planting the bomb. Do they even realize the bomb is getting planted? I'm not too sure. This might just be a ghost plant, and so what's going to happen? It's going to be none other than, oh my gosh, a 3v4 InControl are not going to be in control, and not anymore, at least not for this entire round. The last 2 rounds, seems like both bombs have been gotten down. It seems like the rush plant is going to be all the way. Vasami better be careful. Bobbin and weaving is going to get DBN out. It's up to the Warden, Mr. TPA, but also swiftly taken care of. I mean, oh my gosh. This is ridiculous. Fluffy Amers, after getting rushed last game, they decide to absolutely take matters into their own hands. They want to clean this up as fast as possible. I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Both of these rush plants have worked out beautifully in their favor and are forcing InControl to go to the basement.
Yeah, it looks like after Fluffy Amers just walked in the previous round, there was an overcorrection from InControl. And so this time, Fluffy Amers, they bait out the utility on the game side. That's why they threw so much in and never got it. They never actually walked into the bomb site. But then, while that utility is going off on the other side, while InControl is bracing for impact, JJ just walks in bar through the bar hall and gets the diffuser down, sticks it, and then forces the defenders to play retake. And then at that point, you're walking into the superior firepower that Fluffy Hammers has had all series long. It does not bode well for them at all. Now here, we're going to see, as Bree mentioned, another bomb site in basement. So see if this is the formula that InControl need.
We'll see how well this works out. I feel like basement isn't, I mean, it's definitely not, you know, like a site that never gets played, but I feel like it's definitely not the most, I feel like it's the least picked out of this map. I feel like the rotation is usually bar, a kitchen, and then master, but doesn't seem that way. Seems like both teams are gonna opt to go to the basement, and with that, Brian to take down what it is gonna be the Goyo taking down first, but his utility is already going to be placed, so at least that's not all going to be gone as for right now. But we'll see. Unfortunately, no bandit trigger is going to be done. 17 HP, the MP7. Hopefully, we'll beat this past best friend. And oh my God, how are you walking in split right now? And nothing. It seems like 2 kills are going to come out in favor of the boys on InControl. But same thing for Fluffy Hammers. 2v2 now as TPA is going to equalize out the score. And with that as well, Zach takes down Bri. I believe it was DBNO. So with that, a 2v1. Fluffy Hammers are at the disadvantage, but it's going to be Emilio. Put in another 1v2 situation. We've seen him clutch it up before. Can he do it again? He did it last map, making it a 1v1. Can he get his star time again? He's gonna be upstairs, of course, and he is, I guess, he's got a lot of time. And maybe hopefully try and bait it out. Not only that, but Mr. TPA is absolutely low. When it comes to HP, seems like, wow. Seems like he's at a disadvantage. A disadvantage he is because Emilio, that's the second time to clutch up a 1v2. The disadvantage absolutely means nothing to him. Put him in a 1vx, and he's winning it every single time. Emilio! Jeez, get him off the heater. He's absolutely sweeping through the competition.
When you do kind of need a heater, given that it is a ski chalet, there is snow around, you don't want to catch hypothermia. And that's exactly what happened in that last round. It went by very, very quickly. The play from Fluffy Hammers has been very, very fast this attacking half, and it's been working very well by just putting InControl off kilter no matter what they do. Even though Bandit did get the kill on the player that was inside of connector with him, that's still a play where you're like, wait, what the hell is going on? He's just there? And then while that's happening, everyone else is dying, and it leaves Emilio in 1 versus 2, which is able to get the first kill very quickly. And then at that point, it's 17 HP versus the AK-12, which is one of the best guns on attack, with Emilio handling it. It's not a good sign.
Of course, Emilio absolutely does not lose his 1vx's. And with that, we're going to be back into the game. Let's see how this latter half goes. Actually, seems like it's giving me deja vu, Allie, because last game, it was also 1-5 after the halftime.
Attackers have discovered the location of a bomb.
I mean, it's not uncommon, right? We also have the repeat of like the only attacking win from InControl coming so far from a rush, which is a bad sign. And it's also the kind of rush that like InControl isn't going to be able to get away with more than once, because Fluffy Hammer is going to be watching for that. I know. I have said that like typically you can only do like a rush once, and then like Fluffy Hammer's just won 3 in a row. But I think the difference is that Fluffy Aimers are very much adapting the way they're rushing to exactly what InControl is expecting. The first round, they just waltz in through games in a couple other areas, and then that's that. Bomb is down, you win the round. And then they walked in through bar that time very deliberately after creating the expectation that they would be pushing in through bar or through games again. Opening pick, gonna go the way of JJ, gonna get refragged immediately, but still, that early pick, exactly what his team needs. Now, the Cali, gonna be emptying quite a few bullets into his body. Gotta get the BM going here, right off the bat, to keep it flowing throughout the rest of the game.
We'll see. There's going to be a Deimos in favor of the Solus. I feel like that is quite an even pick, an even trade, a Deimos for a Solus. With that, though, Jottles is going to take down the Frost as well. And it seems like he's doing quite well, at least on his part alone. Although, you know, his team is not doing quite well. He, as a sole player, is not doing too bad. Bri, though, It's gonna take down Nyx. It's gonna be the Finka. No other extra HP for the boys on InControl. Not only that, but there isn't going to be another play on InControl as Mr. Zach is gonna get taken down. A Callie and an Ash versus the Melusi, a Thorn, and a Goyo. Making a 2v2 though, Recited gets one. It is going to be onto Didi. The man of the match, basically last game, did amazing. And with that, a 1v2, making a 1v1 empty. Unfortunately, he's going to get taken down by Recited, doing beautifully. So the Callie rings in his ear, and amazing work from the boys on InControl. The 1v1, at least there is going to be a 2v1 that the boys will be able to close out and win for sure. And if I remember correctly, this is exactly how it went last map. It was 2-5 right after halftime.
A lot of over-aggression there from Fluffy Amers, getting very overzealous, a little bit overconfident that last round, although it is certainly not unearned with how the score lines have looked the past two maps. So now we're going to see them rotate over to Bar and Games here. Not going to reattempt that same site. And I would imagine the plan is essentially going to be to just kind of chill out, like let the attack come to you and just play off of that area denial and teamwork that has led them to be so successful in the past.
Well, if this does pan out like last game, I'm sure that they're gonna end up winning this out in quite swift fashion, but I still have hope for InControl. Although that last round was very close, hopefully we'll see them start to close out the score, make it a little bit closer, just like last round, but we'll see how far that will take them, of course. They go on that Bar and Games, very typical. And hopefully we'll be able to see this Ash alive for a little bit longer.
Come out again for the attack here, along with the Sens. And if they don't know Emilio's in this position, which it looks like they do, TP is going to get that pick onto him. Opener for InControl here. It bodes well for them with it being a rush. TP is going to get another one. All of the picks so far going the way of InControl, but Didi gets one back onto Zax. As Recited gets another one on that shield. Now it's all left up to Deity, sitting wherever he is at this present moment. The attack is going to try to get this bomb down, but Nyx gets the pick instead, as another rush plays into the hands of InControl as they take two attacks in a row.
Yes, beautifully done. I'm pretty sure this is exactly what happened last game as well. So, I mean, like I said, hopefully InControl will be able to change their fate. Make this score a little bit closer. Give us a little bit of a longer game. That round was absolutely beautiful. We will be opting to swap out. No more Bar and Games. Kitchen and dining is all the wave, at least for Fluffy Gamers right now. We'll see them go at an Echo, I believe, is the first time we're going to be seeing Mr. Echo get brought out all series. No Mira. I feel like I always see a Mira getting played on Kitchen, but I believe this is not the first time that we're going to be seeing Kitchen. Correct me if I'm wrong, Allie, but is this the first time we're seeing Kitchen get played?
It is.
Interesting. So we will see all four sites get played this map, which this is one thing that I love about Chalet. I feel like all four sites do end up getting played through the game one way or another.
Yeah, it just depends on what the team's preference is at that given moment. Really, this map where all four of the sites can be primary or secondary or tertiary, just depending on what you want. We'll have to see though if Fluffy Amers continue going with the style of reckless aggression, which is being very heavily punished by InControl, who are bringing the same combination of that sense as well as a blitz again, along with the Dokkaebi for some information. So we'll see if Fluffy Amers are able to stem the flow of attackers this time, as it looks like a lot of emphasis is going to be placed over towards this trophy area, along with West Main. But Joddle's gonna get the first pick on the JJ, which is the Echo down.
Beautifully done. He's got 11 kills, not too shabby if I do say so myself, but it seems like we might just be prepping to make our way in through that trophy area. Also, Graham, gonna be trying to flush out anybody by that outside bathroom, and of course, Zach to get another kill at the bottom of those solar stairs. It is gonna be on to Deity, and the boys in InControl have put themselves in a really good position, a really nice lead. Not just 1 kills, but make it 2 with 2 minutes remaining. This could definitely be a place for them them to start getting this comeback, but a 5v3 turns to a 4v3, and damn, seems like Mr. Recited is the man when it comes to playing Blitz. Them shields are all the way, making a 4v1 as Zach is gonna get a 2-piece onto Emilio, instantly refragged though by Mr. Ampty, who's been playing amazing this game. We'll see how well he's gonna be able to defend against Mr. Recited and his blinds. His shield's gonna take him down yet again. A 1v4 turning to a 1v2. Ampty looking quite cheeky, but now post-plant situation, this is going to be for the match point. I mean, they do have the luxury of losing this round out, but do they want this game to go on longer than it needs to? We're going to be seeing him go down these solar stairs, and I'm sure he's aware that there's going to be somebody playing by Trophy, and he's just looking for their heads now. Bobbing like apples in the water is going to find one, make it a 1v1. Empty. This is for the 4-piece. Is he aware that he is going to be just right by his left, tucked in that corner? I don't think he knows, and why would a man be there? Nyx take down Empty. The score ever so close. InControl, it seems like they have found their rhythm.
So it does appear to be the case. A lot of very fast play coming out on this chalet we're seeing here. And it looks like it's going to continue on with this next attacking half, or next attacking quarter, from Fluffy Aimers. You see that Finka being brought out, who does enable a lot of fast play. The Grim as well. Great for area denial, which can again help with that. Although I do think that a lot of this is that, like, Fluffy Aimers have left a lot of gaps up. They've been playing a little bit lackadaisically almost. They haven't been putting their full hearts into it, which, you know, it happens on occasion. I mean, we saw how the first map went. This isn't exactly an even matchup, but it has a lot in control to really slim the margin of rounds that Fluffy Aimers once boasted. We've gone from in a single quarter a 5 versus 1 round count to a 5 versus 4, which is still very winnable. Fluffy Aimers only need 2 of these attacks to win after taking all 3 of them previously, but it still isn't. You know, this could have been ended by now, really, is what I'm trying to say, but Fluffy Aimers have been dragging it out a little bit, but I'm sure they're going to look to clean that up now that things have, you know, they've had their fun.
No, I hope that this goes on longer. Ali, do not say that, because I want this to go OT. I want InControl to find the groove. I want them to find the missing piece, what they were missing map 1. Hopefully they will be able to gain on map 2 and be able to close it. Please, I hope this goes 5-5. I have honestly no bias, but I would hate to see a team just get swept out so easily. Seems like InControl are going to be playing at Scythe. No spawn picks, no early picks at all. Same thing with Fluffy Aimers, but, you know, looking at this lineup, seems like, you know, a Finka's going to be there for that extra HP, along with the Jokobi. Very annoying. I hate playing against the Jokobi every time. I always ban her. So now that she's on the board, of course, it's going to be a little bit of a nuisance, especially for this Legion's going to be playing by that small garage. We'll see, as well as somebody in Trophy. And as I'm speaking, the Legion is going to be a thorn in the side of not just one, but make it 2 players. But Mr. G to get a pick, is this going to be Archer Recited? It's going to be the Goyo Gamba. Damn! Coming in through that elbow, Mr. Nick to take down duty for the refrag. And a 4v2. The boys on InControl are sitting pretty. All they got to do is hold up this man count. But Emilio absolutely on a roll. It's going to take down 1. A 3v2 is what we're looking at. Make it a 2v2 as Ampty takes on another. Oh my god, Ampty, arguably he's just on fire this entire map, doing incredible. I would honestly not be surprised if the boys on Fluffy Aimers do end up winning out this round, but for the sake of this, I hope that InControl do decide to lock in. They are, unfortunately, gonna be now with the disadvantage at a 4v2. It's now gonna be a 1v2. It's gonna be up to Mr. TBA, who did end up getting those first 2 picks, but he's gonna have to get another 2 if he wants to clean out this round. There is gonna be somebody planting, as well as somebody over by elbow, basically watching his movements. I'm sure he's a little bit scared. I would be too. I'm sure he knows the diffuser is down, but if he did it, now he does. 40 seconds to go. We'll get slung up from elbow, and damn! Fluffy Aimers in a 2v4 will clean it up ever so beautifully. InControl, that was the perfect time to break even, but unfortunately they will fall short, putting Fluffy Aimers at match point.
I like how careful Empty and Emilio were in that 2 versus 4. They waited for InControl to overexpose themselves and trying to just close out that round, and they took advantage of those gunfights and eventually whittled it down to a 2 versus 1. And by that point, they were able to lock TPA out of the bomb site with the angle that Empty was holding. And so Emilio just goes in and gets the plant. And then by that point, I mean, TPA has got to fight through Empty and Emilio, who both been having good games so far, more so Empty than Emilio. And it just doesn't work out at that point, as you have a subpar gun and just the subpar angle as well. It's gonna make us the dining, however, is we're seeing a continuous just rotation of sites, regardless of winning or losing on this map, which is an interesting thing to note. As now, finally, Fluffy Hammers have secured that match point they've been looking for this whole time.
Yes, InControl. They're gonna have to make no mistakes yet again. Of course, they were put in this situation last game. It didn't go so well. It wasn't as close as it is. 6-6 Fluffy Aimers. All they have to do is play it smart, get calm, cool, collected is all we're gonna see a Nook. I think this is the first time we're also gonna see a Nook, may I know, but doesn't really matter. I feel like Nook doesn't really change the game up all that much. We'll see how well Kitchen will go for InControl. They were so close last round, but unfortunately so far away at the same time. They are gonna be aware there is gonna be a Rooney playing bar, but she won't get taken down just yet. Instead, Ace is going to take a buttload of damage. He better be careful. As well as Legion putting in a cheeky little situation. They better be careful because it might just be do or die if they don't win this out.
A lot of damage being done to the attacking side. TP has taken a little bit, but not nearly the amount that JJ or Bry have taken. As that definitely puts them in an awkward situation for gunfights. Jottle gets Deity. That's the Thermite gone. The opening pick for his team yet again. He gets another on to Bry. As the player with 17 HP just a second ago. And the JJ manages to bring one back, which is good for his team. But they're still in an awkward situation with the fact that the situation, or the HP situation is like it is, but the man count yet again starts to fall for InControl. As now Fluffy Ambers are in the advantage.
Yeah, I can't believe this. Fluffy Gamers, no matter if they're at a disadvantage or what, they always seem to come back. And it always seems like Emilio is always alive for these situations. It seems like he is the final boss when it comes to being at a disadvantage and bringing it back in their favor. 2v3, still very winnable. There's going to be a minute 15 remaining. It seems like all hell is about to break loose. Unfortunately, Jottle's gonna get DBNO'd, and it's gonna be up to Mr. Nix in a 1v3. However, both the Nook and the Dokkaebi are gonna be very, very, very low HP. I'm not sure if the boys on Fluffy Aimers are aware that, of course, Mr. Nix is going to be by trophy. I'm sure they are aware that they have downed this Vigil. We'll see how far this takes them. Already coming down these solar stairs, taking down one Nix in a 1v2 situation. Plant is starting to go down. Grim is gonna be alive, and he better be careful. Unless he wants to get picked off by that door. Unfortunately, Emilio, again to close it off, picked off from the door that I just said he better be careful. And so with that, boys on Fluffy Aimers will win out Chalet 7-4 InControl. So close, yet so far.
Congratulations to Fluffy Aimers for getting this far, getting themselves to the grand finals. It should be an interesting game, as there's going to be two teams that had very disappointing runs in Phase 3 of Element 3, going head-to-head for that champion position of the first season of BGS. And condolences to InControl for not being able to push their luck any farther.
Oh my gosh. I feel like that's so like, oh... My condolences, guys. Sorry, but Fluffy Aimers just absolutely murdered you. It's your funeral. I'm so sorry.
When you say it like that.
That's like the first thing that I thought of. My condolences to everybody that wanted InControl to win. Unfortunately, Fluffy Aimers is just not even that, but I feel like Emilio was just that guy. Amty really showed up this map, but I feel like Emilio on both maps did absolutely incredible. InControl, this map was a lot closer on Chalet, and I feel like a lot of rounds where they did have the advantage, they should have won. But Fluffy Aimers just absolutely tearing it down. No need for a map 3. They locked in when they needed to, and that's all she wrote.
It is definitely all she wrote. We will take a look at the bracket just really quickly to kind of illustrate where we are after that game has concluded, unless... there we go. Now, unfortunately, it's not updated as this game just concluded, but we will have, with Fluffy Gamers winning 2-0 just now, Fluffy Gamers versus Aerial Rise tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern, which will be a best of 5 with unlimited overtime. So if you like long games, that's where you get to see them.
What's unlimited OT? What does that mean? For all the viewers, not for me, of course.
So if it's unlimited overtime, standard overtime is just 3 rounds, and if you win 2 of those 3 rounds, you win the game. But with unlimited overtime, you have to win 2 rounds in a row, basically.
Ooh, so this is like Valorant. Oh my god, and there's no forfeit. There ain't no forfeit. You have to win decisively 2 rounds in a row. Ooh, that sounds exciting. Oh my god, those are probably the best, I'm sure. And oh my god, who is that little jitling?
This is Ember. She is currently making goblin noises. I don't know if my microphone is picking them up, but she's a very proficient goblin.
Oh my god. Oh, she really likes eating the quartz too. Oh, and your thumbs. Oh my god, that is so cute. And your nose. Seems like she just likes biting things. She's a little bit. Maybe she is like a little goblin gremlin. Or maybe she's like a crocodile, you know? Like. Okay.
I do live in Florida. That is appropriate. We do have those here.
Oh my god. How cute.
That is going to be all from us over here at BGS for the night. Thank you to Tyler for casting with me earlier, and Bianca for casting with me now, as well as our wonderful production crew. As much as I joke about them trolling me, they all do a phenomenal job with this, and I'm glad they continuously bring my dumbass on to cast. It's always appreciated. That being said, games are over, so it's going to be it from us. Make sure you have a wonderful night.
Bye, guys. See y'all tomorrow at 6 p.m. Be there or be square. Have a good night.
Feelings. It's like I can't walk on the ceiling. Oh yeah, got me dreaming, dreaming in colors I never dreamed. Oh yeah, I let you in deeper than I let anyone else before. Fell in love with my broken pieces, took 'em all and made 'em yours. Didn't know what my heartbeat needed, skipping out, no I can't keep score. When I lose my breath, boy, you got me breathing. Oh, every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Oh. Magic. No, I'm never letting go. Now that I have it with you. When you kiss me, it's like the stars fall out the sky onto my heart to cover up what I don't wanna show. I let you in deeper than I let anyone else before. Fell in love with my broken pieces, took 'em all and made 'em yours. Didn't know what my heartbeat needed, skipping out, no I can't keep score. When I lose my breath, boy, you got me breathing. Oh, every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Oh, you take me higher, you take me higher, baby, you take me higher, you take me higher, baby, you take me higher, you take me higher, baby, you take me higher, yeah, you take me higher, baby. up with a slow motion crew, and we up in our growlings when people change, but not us, and we just chillin', kicking.